My parents ignored my birthday again, but when they saw my $98,000 Tesla on Instagram, my dad called, "Where did you get the money?" "Family meeting tomorrow." They had no idea what was coming. My parents ignored my birthday again. But when they saw my $98,000 BMW on Instagram, my dad called, "Where did you get the money?" "Family meeting tomorrow, 6 p.m. They had no idea what was coming. I'm Ethan, 29, male, pulling down $140,000 as a senior structural engineer in Seattle, Washington. And my family treats me like I flip burgers for a living. Meanwhile, my 27-year-old brother Miles gets a parade every time he successfully slaps paint on a canvas. But here's where this story gets interesting and expensive for everyone who's been playing favorites. Let me paint you the picture of this family's twisted hierarchy. Last Christmas, we're all gathered around the tree when Miles pulls out what looks like a traffic cone that got into a fight with a paint mixer. He starts rambling about how it represents the industrial decay of late-stage capitalism or some pretentious garbage like that. Dad practically loses his mind with excitement. "This is gallery-quality work, Miles. You're really capturing the zeitgeist here. Mom's already uploading photos to Facebook. Our artistic genius strikes again. #proud mom #artists on." I'm sitting there having just finished the structural redesign of the 35-story Meridian Tower, a project that literally took 16 months of my life and won the Washington Engineering Excellence Award. Did anyone ask about it? No. But here's what makes me want to burn this whole family dynamic to the ground. I've been quietly documenting Miles's successful art career for months, and it's the most elaborate financial scam I've ever seen. I research everything before making decisions. When Miles started bragging about selling pieces for thousands and getting featured in exclusive galleries, my BS detector went off like a fire alarm. About 6 months ago, I'm at this networking event at the Fairmont when this older guy, Victor, overheard me mention Miles's name. Turns out he owns the Harbor Contemporary Gallery where Miles has his showings. After some drinks, Victor gets real chatty. "Oh, your brother's one of our exhibition artists," he says with this knowing grin. "Nice kid, but he's paying premium rates for wall space." "Paying rates?" I ask, trying to keep my voice neutral while my brain starts calculating. "Vanity gallery model. Artists pay us for exhibition space. We handle the opening reception. They get to tell people they had a gallery show. Your brother pays $1,800 monthly for prime wall space." My poker face stays perfect, but inside I'm doing mental math that makes my engineering brain light up like Christmas. $1,800 per month plus a cut of actual sales. Though honestly, your brother sold maybe 2 small pieces in 2 years, couple hundred each. So Miles has been paying $21,600 per year to pretend he's a successful artist while earning maybe $400 annually from actual sales. The numbers don't work unless someone's bankrolling this fantasy. That's when I started my real investigation. 3 weeks of digging through public records, credit reports, and financial databases, all the detective work that comes naturally when you analyze building systems for a living, revealed the truth that would eventually destroy my family's golden boy. Monthly transfers from Dad's business account, $2,200 per month to Miles, going back 28 months. That's $61,600 in direct subsidies for Miles's fake art career. But wait, there's more. Rent on Miles's downtown loft, $2,800 monthly. Art supplies, studio fees, health insurance, even his car payment, all traced back to mysterious cash injections that coincidentally match deposits from our parents. Total family investment in Miles's artistic delusions over 3 years, $127,000. Meanwhile, when I asked for help with a house down payment 3 years ago, just a loan, not a gift, I got a 45-minute lecture about fiscal responsibility and earning your own way. The Meridian Tower project was wrapping up, which meant my $80,000 completion bonus was about to hit, money that represented 16 months of 65-hour weeks, weekend site visits, and more stress than most people handle in their entire careers. But my family didn't know about the bonus. They never asked about my work. Never showed interest in my projects. Never bothered to learn that their struggling engineer son was actually crushing it professionally. Yesterday was my 29th birthday. The day I decided to stop being invisible and start being unforgettable. The day I decided that if this family wanted to worship false idols, they were going to pay market rates for the privilege. But first, I needed backup. And I knew exactly who to call. Derek is my office partner and the smartest financial strategist I know. Korean-American Stanford graduate, engineer by day, and investment advisor by night. He's the guy who helped me set up my portfolio and taught me how to read financial statements like blueprints. More importantly, Derek has a pathological hatred of financial fraud and family BS. His own parents tried to guilt him into funding his deadbeat brother's MLM scheme, so he gets family manipulation on a molecular level. Tuesday morning, the day after my forgotten birthday, I corner Derek at our office's coffee station. I need your help destroying someone's fake financial empire, I tell him quietly. Derek pauses mid-sip of his espresso. Business or personal? Family? His eyes light up like he just found a structural flaw in a competitor's building. Tell me more. I lay out Miles's entire scam. The vanity gallery, the family subsidies, the fake success story being broadcast on social media while I've been treated like the family disappointment. Derek listens with laser focus. When I finish, he sets down his coffee and smiles like a predator who just spotted wounded prey. 127 grand over 3 years for a fake art career. Holy hell, Ethan. Your brother's running a better con than most financial advisors. It gets better. My completion bonus hits today. $80,000 after taxes and your family doesn't know. Derek leans back in his chair already planning. Okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to buy something nice for yourself, so expensive and visible that it forces a family reckoning. Something that makes them question everything they think they know about your financial situation. I was thinking about a nice car. No, not nice. Spectacular. German engineering. Spectacular. Make your parents lose their minds. By lunch, Derek had researched every luxury car dealership in Seattle, identified the most beautiful financial middle finger money could buy, and mapped out a psychological warfare strategy that would make anyone proud. The key, he explains over tacos, isn't just buying the car. You're going to force them into a public confrontation about their financial priorities, document everything, and then systematically destroy their ability to fund Miles's fantasy. How exactly do we destroy their funding? I ask. Derek grins. Leave that to me. I've got some ideas that are going to make your family meeting very, very interesting. At 2 p.m., my laptop pings with a bank notification. My checking account balance $142,847. The Meridian completion bonus just hit $80,000 sitting in my account like it's been waiting for permission to change my life forever. I text Derek. The money's here. Time to go nuclear. His response comes back immediately. Meet me at BMW of Seattle at 7 p.m. where something nice lives. We're about to buy you the most expensive birthday present your family will never forget. But the car was only phase 1. We had already started phase 2, a comprehensive financial investigation that would reveal exactly how deep the family's Miles subsidy program really went. Derek meets me at the BMW dealership wearing an expensive suit and confidence. The car we're targeting sits in the showroom like automotive perfection, a 2022 BMW M5 competition in Alpine White. 617 horsepower from a 4.4L twin-turbo V8, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds and a price tag that would make my parents think I joined the cartel. Remember, Derek says as we walk in, you're not buying a car, you're buying a psychological weapon. The salesman who approaches us is in his mid-40s, perfectly styled hair, a suit that costs more than most people's rent. His name tag reads Curtis. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Curtis. What brings you in tonight? My friend here, Derek says, gesturing to me like I'm some kind of celebrity. Just completed a major engineering project. We're looking at that M5 competition in the showroom. Curtis's eyes light up. Excellent choice. The M5 represents the pinnacle of BMW performance engineering. Would you like to schedule a test drive? No test drive necessary, I say calmly. I want to buy it tonight. $65,000 cash down, finance the rest. Curtis pauses. $65,000 cash down, he repeats. Derek slides his business card across Curtis's desk. My friend is a senior structural engineer. You just completed the Meridian Tower redesign downtown. Perhaps you've heard of it. Curtis glances at the card, then back at me with newfound respect. The Meridian Tower project made Seattle news for months. Suddenly, I'm not just another guy in jeans. I'm the engineer behind one of the city's most visible construction successes. That's incredible work. Let me get my manager. While Curtis disappears to get approval for this level of financial insanity, Derek pulls out his phone. While you're buying your revenge car, he says, I'm setting up phase 2 of our operation. Remember how I said I'd figure out how to destroy their ability to fund Miles's nonsense? He shows me his phone screen. He's been researching the Harbor Contemporary Gallery, cross-referencing business licenses, tax records, client complaints. Your brother isn't the only one getting scammed. This gallery has been running the same con on dozens of wannabe artists, charging them thousands for wall space, taking cuts from non-existent sales, basically running a high-end money laundering operation disguised as art appreciation. So I found 9 other artists whose families have been funding their gallery fees. Combined, we're talking about $580,000 in family money being funneled through this fake gallery over the past 3 years. I stare at Derek like he just told me he'd found buried treasure. What exactly are you planning? Class action investigation, consumer fraud complaint with the Washington Attorney General, business license review with the city. And a very public expose that's going to shut down this gallery and leave your brother's fake art career as Exhibit A in vanity gallery scams. Curtis returns with the finance manager, a sharp woman in her 50s named Patricia, who walks us through contracts with the kind of professionalism you only get when dealing with serious money. The final price with taxes and fees, $98,267. My down payment covers most of it, leaving me with monthly payments I can handle without breaking a sweat. At 9:30 p.m., I'm sitting behind the wheel of my new BMW M5, and this machine feels like barely contained violence wrapped in German leather. The engine rumbles with the kind of authority that makes speed limits seem like friendly suggestions. As I pull out of the dealership, Derek follows in his Audi, both of us heading toward Elliott Bay for the photo shoot that's going to detonate my family's social media feeds like a nuclear bomb. Elliott Bay at 10 p.m. is perfect for what I'm about to do. The Seattle skyline provides a backdrop that screams money and success, while the M5's aggressive lines catch the city lights like sculpture. Derek plays photographer while I position the car. Angle it more toward the skyline, he calls, snapping photos with his professional camera. After 40 shots from different angles, we review the photos on his camera's display. The winner shows my Alpine white M5 in the foreground, Seattle's glittering downtown providing a backdrop that communicates wealth, success, and the kind of confidence that comes from actually earning your money. The caption, Happy 29th to me. Dream car, dream career. Meridian Tower project officially wrapped. Completion bonus officially spent. Celebrate yourself. Derek reads it over my shoulder. Perfect. This is going to make your parents lose their minds. I hit post. The notifications start immediately. Holy crap, Ethan. Is that an M5? Congrats, man. Didn't know engineers made BMW money. Happy birthday. That thing's a beast, bro. What's the 0 to 60? Well deserved. That project was insane. Within an hour, college friends, work colleagues, people I haven't talked to in years, all giving me the recognition and respect my own family couldn't be bothered with. But my parents and Miles, radio silence. Not a single like, comment, or acknowledgement. Then at 12:45 a.m. my phone rings. Dad's name on the screen. Derek and I exchange that knowing grin. I let the phone ring 3 times before answering. Hello, Ethan Daniel Walker. Full government name. Interesting intro. Hey, Dad. What's up? Where the hell did you get money for that car? Not happy birthday, not nice car, immediate accusation, like I must have robbed a bank to afford something nice. I bought it, Dad. With money I earned. The silence stretches long enough for me to hear Mom's voice in the background. Is that Ethan? What's this about a car? Dad continues. That's a $100,000 automobile. Are you in debt? Did you take out predatory loans? Are you involved in some kind of illegal activity? I'm leaning against my M5 and I can't help but smile at the panic in his voice. 29 years of dismissing my career, and now he's confronted with evidence that maybe his unsuccessful engineer son has been doing slightly better than anyone realized. It's my dad, paid for legally with money from my job. Another long pause. I can practically hear his brain trying to recalculate everything he thought he knew about my financial situation. Cash or financing? $65,000 cash down, financed the rest. The phone gets muffled while my parents have some kind of conference. Then Mom comes on, voice full of panic. Ethan, sweetheart, this seems very impulsive. Cars depreciate and this is such a large purchase without consulting family. My phone buzzes with a text from Miles. Dude, Mom and Dad are freaking out. Did you really buy that car? It looks expensive as hell. When's the last time Miles consulted family before spending thousands on art supplies? Ask Mom. Or gallery fees or any of his artistic investments. That shuts her up for exactly 3 seconds. That's different, Ethan. Miles's art is an investment in his future career. And my actual career isn't. Dad gets back on the phone. This is exactly the kind of impulsive financial decision-making that concerns us, Ethan. You should be maximizing retirement contributions, building emergency savings. Dad, this car costs less than what you've given Miles for his art hobby over the past 2 years. Complete silence. I can feel them both trying to figure out how I could possibly know about Miles's financial arrangements. Derek gives me a thumbs up from his car. We need to discuss this as a family, Dad says finally. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. dinner. Is this a birthday dinner invitation or a financial intervention? Oh, 6 o'clock. I hang up and Derek immediately comes over smirking. Perfect execution. Now they have 18 hours to panic, research car prices, and work themselves into a complete frenzy before you destroy their entire worldview. What about Phase 4? I ask. Derek holds up his phone, showing me a draft email to the Washington Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division. Phase 4 starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. By the time you're sitting down for your family dinner, I'll have filed formal complaints against the Harbor Contemporary Gallery for consumer fraud, deceptive business practices, and tax evasion. Your brother's fake art career is about to become Exhibit A in a state investigation. I stare at the email draft, realizing that Derek isn't just helping me expose Miles's scam. He's about to destroy the entire financial ecosystem that made it possible. Derek wasn't kidding about going nuclear. By 9 a.m. Wednesday, he'd filed consumer fraud complaints with the Washington Attorney General, the Better Business Bureau, and the Seattle Department of Business and Consumer Protection, all targeting the Harbor Contemporary Gallery's vanity exhibition scam. But that was just the warm-up act. I've been up since 5 a.m., Derek tells me over coffee at our office. Found 14 more families getting scammed by this gallery. We're talking about a systematic fraud operation that's been flying under the radar for years. I flip through the documentation Derek compiled overnight: bank records, gallery contracts, payment receipts, social media posts from dozens of fake, successful artists whose families have been subsidizing their delusions. How much money are we talking about total? Conservative estimate: $620,000 over the past 3 years. All of it flowing through this one gallery to artists who think they're successful but are actually just paying rent on wall space. Holy crap. Exactly. Then my phone buzzes with a text from Miles. Ethan, can we talk before dinner tonight? I'm really worried about this whole situation. I show the text to Derek. Perfect, he says. He's already panicking and you haven't even dropped the nuclear option yet. Derek pulls out his laptop. Want to see something that's going to make tonight's dinner conversation even more interesting? He opens a browser tab showing the Harbor Contemporary Gallery's website, but something's different. There's a prominent notice at the top of the page. Notice: Harbor Contemporary Gallery is currently cooperating with ongoing investigations by state authorities regarding our exhibition policies and pricing structures. All current exhibitions remain open to the public. They got the complaint this morning, Derek explains. Their lawyer probably told them to post that notice to avoid looking like they're hiding something, but now everyone who visits their website knows they're under investigation. I stare at the screen. What happens to Miles when this investigation gets serious? Depends how deep his involvement goes. If he's just a customer getting scammed, nothing. But if he's been actively promoting this gallery to other artists, helping them recruit new victims, or involved in the financial side, Derek shrugs. Consumer fraud conspiracy charges aren't out of the question. My phone rings. It's Victor, the gallery owner, the same guy who got chatty with me 6 months ago and inadvertently revealed Miles's entire scam. Paul, he starts, but of course my name's Ethan now. Ethan, this is Victor from Harbor Contemporary. We met at the Fairmorn event a while back. Listen, I've got state investigators asking questions about our business model and your brother's name came up in their files. They want to interview all our exhibiting artists about their experiences with us. I put the call on speaker so Derek can listen. What kind of questions? Financial arrangements, payment structures, sales records. They seem particularly interested in artists whose exhibition fees are paid by family members. Your brother's situation fits that profile perfectly. Derek is taking notes, barely containing his excitement about how quickly this investigation is moving. When do they want to interview Miles? This afternoon. They're working fast. Apparently, this complaint triggered a review of similar businesses across Washington. We're looking at potential license suspension if they find financial irregularities. After Victor hangs up, Derek and I sit in silence for a moment, processing how completely this plan has exceeded our expectations. Your brother's going to be interviewed by state investigators about consumer fraud approximately 4 hours before your family dinner, Derek says slowly. This is going to be the best dinner of your life. At 2 p.m., my phone explodes with texts from Miles. Ethan, what the hell is happening? Some investigators want to interview me about the gallery. Did you know this place was under investigation when you asked me about it months ago? I'm supposed to meet with them at 3 p.m. I have no idea what to tell them. Mom and Dad are completely freaking out. Answer your damn phone. I show the messages to Derek. He has no idea that his entire fake art career is about to be used as evidence in a state fraud investigation. And my parents have no idea that their golden boy is about to become Exhibit A in a consumer protection case study. Do not respond, Derek says. Let him go into that interview blind. The investigators will ask him about his gallery fees, who pays them, how much family money has been involved, whether he's recruited other artists. He's going to accidentally provide evidence for the entire fraud case without realizing it. By 5 p.m., I'm getting ready for the family dinner. My parents still think this is about my impulsive car purchase. Miles is probably sitting in an interrogation room explaining how his art career is financed by family subsidies. And I'm about to walk into that dining room with a folder that will destroy 3 years of established family dynamics in 15 minutes. Derek texts me as I'm leaving my condo. Investigation update. Gallery's business license is under formal review. 4 other galleries in Seattle are now being investigated for similar practices. Miles just gave investigators enough information to document the entire financial arrangement. This is going to be legendary. Walking into my parents' house at exactly 6 p.m. feels like entering a war zone where I'm simultaneously the defendant, prosecutor, and primary witness. Dad standing by the fireplace in full patriarch mode, arms crossed, jaw set, ready to deliver whatever lecture he's been rehearsing all day. Mom's hovering near the kitchen, wringing her hands like she's expecting someone to announce a terminal diagnosis. Miles is slumped in his chair, looking like he just survived a natural disaster. Paul. Mom rushes over to hug me. We're so glad you came. Are you? Because yesterday was my birthday and this is the first time anyone seemed glad about my existence all week. The temperature in the room drops about 15 degrees. Dad clears his throat. That's exactly the kind of dramatic attitude we're concerned about. Ethan making expensive impulse purchases to get attention. I sit down, placing my manila folder on the side table. Dad, I researched that car for 3 months. Compared financing options, insurance costs, maintenance schedules. I visited 4 different dealerships. The only impulsive thing was buying it on my birthday instead of waiting another week. Miles finally speaks up and he looks like he's been hit by a truck. Ethan, did you somehow know that gallery was under investigation when you asked me about it months ago? I pause mid-sip of water. What investigation? State investigators interviewed me for 3 hours today about the gallery's business practices. They seem to know details about my arrangement with the gallery that I never told anyone. Mom and Dad exchange confused glances. What did you tell them? Dad asks. I asked, Miles says, keeping his voice perfectly neutral. The truth, that I pay monthly fees for wall space. That Mom and Dad help with the cost. That I've only sold a few pieces over 3 years. They took notes on everything and said they might need to interview me again. Dad jumps in. Miles, what monthly fees? What costs are we helping with? And there it is. The moment I've been waiting for. Miles is about to accidentally expose his entire financial scam to our parents because state investigators scared him into honesty. The exhibition fees, Miles says. Dad. $1,800 a month for prime wall space, plus the cuts they take from any sales. Although I haven't sold much. Mom's face goes white. $1,800 per month. Yeah, but it's an investment in my career, Miles protests. Dad interrupts, voice deadly calm. We've been giving you $2,200 monthly for living expenses. Are you telling us that money is going to pay for wall space in a gallery? Miles realizes he just stepped in quicksand. It's more complicated than that. I decide it's time to detonate my nuclear option. It's actually pretty simple, I say, reaching for my folder. Miles has been paying a vanity gallery to display his art while you subsidize his entire lifestyle. And now the gallery is under state investigation for consumer fraud. I pull out my first set of documents. $2,200 per month for 28 months. That's $61,600 in direct family subsidies. Dad grabs the bank statements like they're radioactive. How did you get these? Research, Dad. I pull out more documents. Miles's rent $2,800 monthly. Gallery fees, $1,800 monthly. Art supplies, studio space, health insurance, car payment, all funded by mysterious cash deposits that coincidentally match transfers from your business account. Mom's examining the gallery contract with shaking hands. Miles, you're paying them to display your art. It's not just paying them, Miles protests weakly. It's an investment. It's an investment that's generated $800 in art sales over 3 years, I interrupt, sliding his sales records across the table. That's less than $300 annually. Meanwhile, your living expenses are funded by $66,000 in family money annually. The silence in that room is so complete I can hear the clock ticking in the hallway. But here's my favorite part, I continue, pulling out the final document. While you've been bankrolling Miles's artistic fantasy, I've been earning an actual living. My salary last year was $140,000. The Meridian Tower project earned me an $80,000 completion bonus. Dad looks like someone just told him the house is on fire. $80,000 bonus, plus professional recognition, industry awards, and career advancement. All achieved without family subsidies. I stand up and put my folder away, completely calm, while everyone else processes this financial devastation. So, here's what's going to happen. Miles is going to get a real job because the art allowance program is officially terminated. And maybe next time someone in this family achieves something worth celebrating, you'll actually celebrate them instead of funding elaborate fantasies. I pause at the door. Or, you know what? I don't really need that. Just thought you'd want to know. I grab my jacket and head for the door. Ethan, wait. Mom calls after me. I turn back one final time. I'm done being invisible while you throw money at Miles's delusions. I'm done accepting scraps while he gets a parade for making expensive garbage. And I'm especially done pretending his vanity gallery hobby matters more than my actual career. The door closes behind me. Through the window, I can see them all sitting around the table in stunned silence. Finally forced to confront the financial reality they've been avoiding for years. My phone buzzes with a text from Derek. "How did it go?" I respond while walking to my BMW. "Better than expected." Miles accidentally confessed to state investigators this afternoon. Galleries under formal review. Families in complete financial panic. Mission accomplished. Derek's response comes back immediately. Phase 7 starts tomorrow. Time for the aftermath. The epilogue writes itself beautifully. Miles pleaded guilty to consumer fraud conspiracy and got 18 months probation plus community service. The legal defense cost my parents $78,000. The Harbor Contemporary Gallery was shut down permanently with its owners facing federal charges. Miles is now working at a legitimate marketing firm, earning his own money for the first time in his adult life. My parents have developed a sudden interest in my engineering career, asking detailed questions about my projects and actually showing up to industry events, but nothing is truly fixed. I guess it never will be, and I'm completely fine with that. I'm driving my BMW M5 to work every morning, living in a completely renovated house, and genuinely enjoying life. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just getting even, it's becoming undeniable. The invisible sun became unavoidable. And it only cost my family 6 figures to figure out they'd been betting on the wrong horse for almost 3 decades. Worth every damn penny.